What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another Tottenham update, and let's get straight into it. And let's start off with Calcio Mercato, and they're saying Tottenham and Fabio Paratici are already contemplating January reinforcements, with the club interested in Juventus pair Weston McKennie and Dejan Kululevsky. How likely are either of these to happen, Sim?
I would say pretty unlikely unless Juventus's money troubles get worse, but depends how we go as well. If we're looking promising going into January about challenging for top 6 or something, then maybe there's potential there. But I don't know how tight we were in the summer. Like I'm not sure these ones are goers, and especially with Papasar coming back, do we want to spend more money on another midfielder, McKennie, who's still very young, 22, he's gonna command big fee, big contract. Look, if maybe Paratici can get a good deal. Maybe that's something. Kululevsky, yeah. I know, obviously, great player, for a Swedish player. I think we need another attacker, so I'll definitely welcome it. But knowing Tottenham, maybe Newcastle, but not Tottenham.
But these two players, they're just about making their names at Juventus now. Like, Kululevsky only joined not that long ago. Weston McKennie also didn't join that long ago. So I can't really see it happening. It's
doesn't make too much sense.
Just paper talk, in my opinion. They're just, because Paratici came from Juventus and brought those players over, they're just trying to, you know what I mean?
Get the Dybala links going.
Yeah, exactly. But let's move on. Defensa Central, a publication out in Spain, say Real Madrid want to meet with Tottenham regarding Sergio Reguilon, with the La Liga side wanting to reduce the buyback clause in the Spaniard's contract by 7 to 10 million euros.
Why would we agree to that?
Yeah, Levy's really going to agree to that.
I can't think of a reason why. What could they possibly offer Spurs that could make it worthwhile to lower the fee? I don't get it. Unless they're just trying to,
someone like that.
unless they're trying to just negotiate, buy him back for a cheaper fee. Forget the clause. I don't know. Makes no sense. There's no way. Also, it's only 45 million. Like, no chance Levy reduces that. And also, they've got Mendy and they've got Alaba. So why would they be desperate to get him back? Unless they want to sell him on. I can't see it happening.
No, me neither. But yeah, that's another
story.
Dealing
with Levy as well. Like, come on, not going to happen.
They might want to meet with Tottenham, but Tottenham don't want to meet with them.
We'll put the phone down like we did with Kane.
Exactly. Let's move on. We've got some quotes from Fabio Paratici via Fabrizio Romano. And let me just read a couple of them out. And it says, rumours around about Milan Skriniar to Spurs are not accurate. We're not working to sign Marcelo Brozovic. He's an Inter player and he's not even a topic for us. So that's poured cold water on any hopes signing those two. And then he goes on to say, Dusan Vlahovic is appreciated by many clubs. It's normal. He's not in our plans for now. So pouring cold water on that one. And then he goes, Harry Kane loves Tottenham. We've decided to keep Harry last summer to start rebuilding, and we're happy with our choice. There's no need for any new talk with Harry. He knows how to share the sense of belonging to Spurs.
I don't think they decided to keep him. It's just like, well, I guess they did, but the offer was on the table, so it doesn't. Yeah, in terms of kept Harry so we could start a rebuild, doesn't make too much sense, does it?
No.
So I think he's just, I don't know, maybe because was it in English, this interview? I don't know, but that doesn't make too much sense. When it comes to Vlahovic, obviously they're always going to keep their cards close to their chest, aren't they? They're not going to come around and say it. So I think when it comes to Vlahovic, I reckon they are interested, but he's just saying that for now.
Yeah,
it's not going to be getting him now, are we? Maybe in January, but
and even so, how much are they going to want for him? How much is he going to go for?
Well, 18 months left on his contract.
Yeah. So how much will he go for?
Don't know. In the January, probably still looking at least 45 million. I would say.
It's like players like Eden Hazard and stuff with 1 year left in their contract, they go for big money.
Yeah, that was pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't think it was. I think it'll be big money still. But once it gets to a year left, then you're looking at maybe 30, 35.
Interesting. And let's say for like Harry Kane, how much do you reckon we get for him last year of his contract?
In 2 years' time, depending on how well he does and how injury-free he does. But let's say he's still smashing at goals and he's stay injury-free. You're still looking at 50 million, I would say.
Okay. Let's move on, because KANE has been listed on the shortlist, 30-man shortlist for the Ballon d'Or. That's going to be announced, I think, in December time. It usually comes out, which is interesting because there's been a 30-man shortlist. I'm just reading through the names, like someone like Simon Kjaer is in there for AC Milan, right? Surely Heung-min Son needs to be in this list if someone like
You would have
he's
thought.
in there.
I think it takes into account Kane's exploits for England as well.
Right.
So obviously they got to the final of the Euros, and he was one of the top goal scorers, wasn't he? He scored 4 goals in 3 knockout games. So they take that into account. Obviously, what a season he had with Spurs, Golden Boot, and top assister. I haven't read through the whole list. Son, I thought would be in a shout with some of the names there.
Well,
I guess Simon Kjaer was more than just football. I guess saving Eriksen's life. I guess he's why he's on the list.
Yeah.
But he also had a great Euros.
He did have a great Euros. But, the list is Azpilicueta, Barella, Benzema, Bonucci, De Bruyne, Chiellini, Ronaldo, Ruben Dias, Donnarumma, Bruno Fernandes, Phil Foden, Erling Haaland, Jorginho, Harry Kane, N'Golo Kante, Simon Kjaer, Lewandowski, Lukaku, Mahrez, Lautaro Martinez, Mbappe, Messi, Modric, Gerard Moreno, Mason Mount, Neymar, Pedri, Mohamed Salah, Raheem Sterling, and Luis Suarez.
Yeah, I think he's unlucky. It's tough not to make that list, to be honest. I guess it can. Look, if Son was European, he was playing in the Euros, and he had a good Euros, I'm sure he would be there. But because I think I counted against him, unfortunately.
Yeah. Playing
for South Korea, a sad reality of the situation, I think, because he had a great season, Premier League. So I thought, if reading that list, I think he's unlucky to miss out.
All right, let's move on. And as reported from Sky Sports today, apparently Steve Bruce not expected to be in charge for the Tottenham game this weekend.
Yeah.
And they're saying it could be one of the coaching staff that's going to take over as a part-time, as a kind of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Temporary basis.
Temporary role, that's the one. What do you think? How do you think this impacts the game this weekend?
Yeah, look, I think for sure Newcastle are going to get a better boost. Unfortunately, I think that's for sure. With Bruce coming out, I think always, even when it's a part-time thing. You saw even with Mason last year, the first game we played with Southampton, we played quite well, and we ended up winning the game. I know we lost in the final, but we had some decent performances under Mason. It can happen. So I think if with Bruce going and a new ownership and all that excitement, everyone also looking to up their game because they want to be part of the project. They don't want to be left behind, which is quite likely with a lot of these players. I can't see it being anything other than a big boost for Newcastle. So we're really going to have to be on top of our game if we're going to want to get anything out of this game, because Newcastle are going to be well on it. I really feel.
Yeah,
I mean, sure.
Not just that, but the fans are going to be in massive buoyant mood. They sold out St James's Park for the first time in a while.
Celebrating on the streets.
Exactly,
if they win that game, it's going to be one hell of a party.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
it's going to be one hell of a party in the build-up to the game anyway, isn't it?
Hopefully we can quieten the crowd. And I think, look, we kind of need to make a...
buckle under pressure.
I know, we need to make a statement in this game saying we're still here, we're still challenging. But if we lose this game, it's more evidence of Tottenham crumbling, and also is evidence that Newcastle could overtake us quite easily, honestly. I think if they win this game comfortably, we need to make a statement that we're not going to be any pushovers when it comes to Newcastle with all their money and everything. I know they haven't been able to use it yet, but I think it's important that Tottenham kind of make a statement in this game, because I think this game represents quite a bit with everything that's going on. And yeah, it's going to be difficult, man. What
do you make out of Levy leading the charge to try and stop this takeover going through, even after it had gone through pretty much?
Does not surprise me whatsoever. Of course, he's scrambling for every little thing to try and make this not go through. It was obvious, but unfortunately, it was never going to happen. But he's always going to be first in line, wasn't he? Because it is a threat to us. Wherever we slice it, we've got those 4 clubs ahead of us right now.
Yeah.
And then Liverpool, United, Chelsea, City, who we're very much struggling to compete with. And then below that, we're now in the pack with Leicester, West Ham, teams of that ilk, who we're battling against for those top 6, basically. And then with Newcastle coming in with all the money, could be potentially, it's pretty much only a matter of time. Unless we got our act together, it's a matter of time before they overtake us. It's another club we have to be wary of.
If they have a big January and then a big transfer window in the summer, they could be fighting for let's say top 7 next season easily.
What do you think of, not rumours, but talk of, Harry Kane going there potentially?
All bunch of bollocks, really.
You think, but what if they stump up 150 million?
I don't think he goes there unless they're real contenders for the title. I don't think he goes there at the beginning of this project. I think maybe in a year or two's time,
even
it
if we
be
get
an
Conference
option.
League again.
Yeah, I mean, even if we get Conference League, I don't think he goes there unless they got a genuine shot of the title.
You're probably right. But if they're...
I can say someone like Dele Alli going there or someone like that, though.
But maybe, do you think Tottenham accept a bid, though, from Newcastle for 150 million?
Probably.
So maybe
But I don't think he'll go. I genuinely don't think he'll go unless they have a genuine shot of winning the title soon.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's unlikely, but I think in this situation, depends how Tottenham do this season, but let's say we finish 7th or Conference League, Newcastle not in Europe at all. If they have like a very ambitious summer and they're signing some real quality players and then they come up with 150 million for KANE, if Tottenham accept, I think he might be tempted if they're going to go for Champions League and we're not.
Apparently, they can only spend
190
with FFP. So if they spend 150 million on KANE, they ain't signing him any other players.
No, true. Yeah, it's probably unlikely. I can't see them saying KANE, but I don't know if there is a situation where it could be possible.
Not really.
I think there is. I think there is.
If they can only spend 190.
If they spend, yeah, that's in January, not in the summer. Maybe it could be more in the summer.
Why is that? Why would it be more in the summer?
Because with FFP, if they don't spend, it depends how much they spend in January.
Yeah.
But it could be more if they don't spend that much.
I just can't see a way where Harry Kane goes there in the next, 6-7 months from the end of the transfer window.
Depends if they looks like if no one else is coming in for him and they look more like challenging for Champions League than Spurs do, and they're going to double his wage and Spurs are willing to accept the offer. I
still think City will come back.
Of course. No, regardless. I'm saying if no one else comes in for him, if City pull out of any deal, United pull out of any deal, and if Newcastle do look more like challenging for Champions League than Spurs, and Spurs accept the offer, would Kane look at it and say,
look, it's a lot of ifs and buts.
It's quite a lot. I'm just saying there is a situation.
It's a lot of ifs and buts. First of all, I don't think you're going to see a situation where Newcastle are going to be challenging for the top 4 at least until the season after next. So I can't see it. Maybe if he stays at Tottenham for one more season, we can see that happening in the next transfer window after that. But not in the next 2 transfer windows. No chance.
I mean, only if the situation, which is very unlikely, that I said. That's the only unlikely situation. But I think it's still, though. But I mean, before it wasn't possible. Now I think there is a situation where it could arise, however unlikely it is.
All right. Let's move on to the international roundup. First of all, Czech Republic 2, Wales 2. Joe Rodon playing 90 minutes in that one, and Estonia beating Belarus 2-0 with Maxim Pastotsi playing 87 minutes at right wing back for Estonia on the night. Azerbaijan losing 3-0 at home to Ireland with Matt Doherty playing 90 minutes and apparently having a really good game as well. And Troy Parrott coming on for the last minute of the game.
Sorry, he had a great game against Azerbaijan, didn't he?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Well, I mean, we've played teams probably worse than Azerbaijan, and he hasn't.
Have we?
Yeah, in a Conference League and all these kind of games,
I don't know about that.
He never really steps up. Never. I mean, we've played teams. Have we not played teams from Azerbaijan? But Doherty has played last year in the Europa League. I don't know. You know what I mean? Just teams like that, he never impresses. Never, ever. I saw someone put up a tweet. It was like... Matt Doherty turning out for Tottenham, and it was just like an image of a really bad player, and then Matt Doherty turning out for Ireland, and there's a picture of Cafu. But no, apparently he had a really good game. Andorra losing 5-0 to England. Harry Kane was rightfully rested for the whole game. And then yesterday in the Nations League final, France 2, Spain 1. Hugo Lloris playing 90 minutes and having a really good game, and Brian Hill not playing any minutes.
Yeah, he's having a great time of it at the moment, Lloris, for France. He's making some cracking saves, and he's been the difference in a lot of the games between winning and losing for France. So he said, and another trophy for him as well, for France as well. 2 trophies for France, none for Spurs. But congratulations to Hugo, well deserved.
Yeah. And in the South American games, Colombia played Brazil, where Emerson and Davinson Sanchez went head-to-head, but only on the bench because none of them saw any minutes in the game. And last but not least, Argentina beating Uruguay 3-0 in a very impressive display where Christian Romero was at the centre of the heart of defence for Argentina. And Lo Celso actually playing 90 minutes for Argentina and grabbing himself 2 assists on the night as well.
Yeah, and apparently he played very, very well. And he linked up really well with the front players. And I've seen some individual highlights.
Shame he doesn't have Messi to link up with at Spurs.
Yeah, if only. But look, I would like to Lo Celso get more game time in the centre. I've said that a long time. And also Romero apparently had a great game, which is I'm very happy for him as well. Seems to be having a very good international break. That's a couple of clean sheets, I believe.
Yeah,
so good stuff
for him. Yeah,
all right,
definitely. And let me just tell you where you can see the Spurs players tonight, where you'll get to see Maxim Pastotzi and Joe Rodon going head-to-head tonight as Wales take on Estonia in a World Cup qualifier. Ollie Skip will be playing for the under-21s against Andorra tonight. And that is it for tonight. And there's a whole host of games tomorrow, which we'll cover in tomorrow's Tottenham Update. But thank you, everyone, for joining us today. That is your Tottenham Update. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.